Good day, creators. I changed my intro from hello because I understand what the word hello means now, so I'll say good day. On this day, I'd like to discuss Reiki healing. This is a major, important topic for this day and age. Reiki healing actually goes back way before Dr. Usui rediscovered it in the early 1900s. It's an ancient form of healing that we all have within us. We all have Reiki energy or universal life force energy. It is inherent in every living being, every living creature, every living thing. And what it is the spirit of the living God that flows and creates life, makes things be alive. And even when you're a child or an adult and your tooth hurts, you put your hand on it, right? And it feels better. Or you hit your head when you're a little kid and your mom, puts her hand on it and then kisses it. This is a form of Reiki healing. We all have the inherent ability to channel key energy within us. The difference between a Reiki healer and somebody who is not is they only produce about 10% of the channeling flow when they're not Reiki attuned. So you can still actually do Reiki healing on yourself if you're not, an attuned Reiki master or attuned Reiki. However, the attunement allows you to channel much more of the key energy. So I want to make this video to it's an information video, just like most of my videos are, just to share the general knowledge, because I know there's a lot of people that haven't even heard of Reiki. I started a Reiki clinic and people are like, well, what's Reiki? Okay. Reiki is it's a Japanese word. It means universal life force energy. But this is all around the world. The Chinese call it Qi. The Indians, India, they call it prana, okay? In the West, they call it the Holy Spirit. It's the same thing. Now, this is ancient technology, human technology, right? But it was lost in the Dark Ages, and it was lost throughout history. And of course, rediscovered by a man named Dr. Usui. And you can look into his story, because it's quite miraculous, and I'm not going to get into that. I want to just focus on the Reiki. So, you have a lot of Reiki practitioners nowadays. In the 90s, there was only like 200 Reiki masters in all of the United States, because it was $10,000 to get a Reiki certification for master, which is a ridiculous amount of money in the 80s. And there was only a few people that did it. And it was kind of a niche and occulted thing, and people weren't sure if it actually really worked. Well, I'm here to tell you it works very well. I've seen bones go back into place. I've read about it and I've experienced it. I've seen people healed in a day. I've seen people that were severely messed up healed over time. It is very real. Now, I want to address something I think that everybody that does Reiki needs to understand. No matter who taught you Reiki or where you got your attunement, you need to know that you have to disconnect your energy from the other person's energy when you do energy work on them. I'm not talking about just helping a friend heal their sore arm or anything like that, but when you get in and you're moving chakras and you're pulling energy off and you're doing major Reiki work, you need to use the Raku symbol and tap it into the aura 3 times. And this is only done in the master attunement teachings, but spirits led me to tell people it needs to be done in even a basic alignment. And I believe this is why a lot of people drop out of Reiki after a few years. I've heard stories of women, they're just like, I can't take it anymore, the energy, It's because they're not disconnecting their auric field from the other person's auric field, and there will be overlays of information. You can actually be psychically connected to somebody if you don't disconnect from them, especially in an attunement process, but even in an alignment process. And this is not taught. I've read all kinds of books and information on Reiki, and I haven't read this anywhere except for in the Master Attunement. They say to do the Raku symbol. I'm here to tell you, you need to do the Raku every single time you work on somebody's energy, because you're still connected to them and they're connected to you. And everybody you've ever worked on, you'll have that energy lingering in you, which is why you'll have to take salt baths, you'll have to do all this and that. You have to cleanse your energy or go to another Reiki healer. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to perform the Raku and disconnect right before you end your session. And also, they only ring the bells in attunements as well to seal the work in. That's another thing you need to do. After you do the Raku at the end of your session, ring the Tibetan bells, run them down the body. It seals the aura back up, seals your work in. I don't know why this isn't taught. That's another thing about Reiki. There's so many different types of Reiki, and there's so many different types of people doing it, and there's no real standard and structure. It kind of goes along with who your master was and who your teacher was and what information you've been exposed to. I believe there needs to be a standard in the industry. And I'm not talking about regulations, but I'm talking about a standard to where people understand, how to do it, how to disconnect properly. Reiki is directed energy healing. It's focus and intention. You're only limited by your imagination and your ability to believe. This is the real key thing about Reiki, and this is why it does matter who you get your Reiki from. Because just like carpentry, if your carpentry teacher didn't know very much, well, then the carpentry student is not going to know very much. So it does matter. Yeah, Reiki is Reiki. It's all universal life force energy, and it's energy healing. But it does matter who your practitioner is. Just like it matters who your doctor is. It matters who your lawyer is. It matters who your accountant is, right? So you can't just go to any Reiki healer and actually get quality Reiki healing, And I'm not judging nobody. I'm not attacking nobody. I'm trying to share the truth about Reiki, because a lot of people are waking up right now spiritually. We're in a huge spiritual awakening, and people are seeking out spiritual healing and spiritual practices. And this is what's so important about Reiki. Doctors won't be able to find something wrong with your stomach, but you have colitis, right? They're like, well, there's nothing, we can't find anything. Because it's not in the physical body. It's in the emotional pain body, which is the spirit. Okay, Reiki heals the mind, body, and spirit. And doctors just heal the body. Psychologists, psychiatrists try to heal the mind. Well, Reiki heals the mind, body, and spirit. Okay? So you can have pain in your shoulder, and there's no medical reason for the pain. The pain is emotionally related. Shoulders are burdens. Left side is feminine. Right side is masculine. So if you have pain in your right shoulder and there's no reason for it, you have a burden with masculine energy, either with your dad, your uncle, your grandpa, your husband, right? Your hips, you can store pain from the emotional pain body in the hips. Hips are problem moving forward in life, right? Your knees are flexibility and pride, ego, and stubbornness. If you have pain in your knees and you have knee problems, if it's on the right side, it's with masculine. If it's on the left side, it's with feminine energy. It's the way it is. Your feet carry you forward in life. If you have problems with your feet, you have trouble finding your path. Okay, and depending on which side of the body it's on will determine whether it's a masculine or feminine energy. And there's masculine, feminine energy is a part of everything. We're divided equally Your left brain is masculine, your right brain is feminine. Your left side is feminine of your physical body, and your right side is masculine. Your conscious mind is masculine, but your subconscious mind is feminine. So you're equally masculine and feminine balanced throughout your body in reverse everywhere, so on purpose, so you can find harmony and balance. And what I've learned in Reiki healing is that people aren't aware of this. They don't know how to release this energy. It stays stored in the body. And this is the big importance of it. You can remove this energy that's stored in the person's body, and you can open up all their chakras so they can flow. And when you can flow, you can manifest. Okay, if your energy stopped up at any one of these chakra points, you will not be able to get the energy out. So let's say your crown chakra is blocked. I've seen people with the crown chakra blocked. Well, then the energy's stuck in the third eye in the head. It doesn't move above the third eye chakra, so they have headaches. They have pressure behind their eyes. They have cloudy thoughts, right? Because the energy can't flow out past the crown. If you have the throat chakra blocked, you're not speaking your truth, or you're speaking against yourself, the energy will be stopped at the heart. And so you'll have heart pains, heart aches, okay? That's how the energy works. It flows from the root all the way out and circles back around. And if any one of those points are not functioning, the energy will be stopped below that point. That's the main thing that I wanted to share. And I wanted to get this message out to all the Reiki healers out there. And I can't impress enough upon you to do the raku, which is the lightning bolt symbol. Tap it in 3 times into the aura when you're done. When you do this, you will disconnect your energy from the other person's. It's very important. It's a very important thing. That's really all I got on Reiki for now. Thank you.